Okay, guys, so this is just a very short tutorial just to show you how to get going on creating a rhythm line, backing track, I suppose, or the initial basis for your recording, um, and more specifically, a drum line and bass guitar line to just set the platform for the recordings for the songs that you're going to record yourself. So I'm using Soundtrap here. Some of you will be familiar with this if you were in my class before. So basically, I know it's open there already, but just to explain to you, you go to soundtrap.com and it brings you to this page, the page that I had opened there already. And just first of all, click on Enter Studio. Now, before you get going creating this line here, you must know the chords to the song that you have written yourself. So you have a bit of prep to do in advance of this. So you sit down, you write out your song. You also need to know how long your song is in terms of bars, and how many bars are in each section. So are there 8 bars um, in the verse, 8 bars in the chorus? Is there a bridge? So on. You need to have the structure of your song worked out. You also need to know what the tempo of your song is as well. So any metronome app will do that, where you just tap along on the metronome to the song that you've written, and it will tell you the tempo that your song is. I'll go through that in class in detail. I know I've skimmed over that there. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to take a song called "Lean on Me" by Bill Withers here, and I'm going to pretend that this is my own song. And what I've done is, first of all, I have written out a chord chart for my song. I'm not going to do the whole song here. I'm just going to do the first 8 bars here. So I have a bar of the chord of C, a bar of F, bar of C, bar of G, and so on. Okay. So what I'm going to do first of all is I'm going to go into Soundtrap and I'm going to create a drum line. Soundtrap, there we go. So add new track.
Introducing rhythm templates.
Yeah, okay. So I'm going to start off by putting a drum loop in. So if I click on browse loops here, this is really cool. Have a bit of fun with this, okay? There are hundreds and hundreds of what we call drum loops here. And if you're not familiar with what a drum loop is, it's basically just a drum beat repeated over and over and over again. So like, let's say, for example, so I click on drums, and let's start off with this one. No, let's see, that's something there. Melodic beat, Brampton. Now that's a drum beat. That's probably a bad example actually, because you can hear there are chords in the background, so it's not suitable for what we're looking for. But here we go, Blackberry full beat. Let's see. And that's a pretty cool beat. I like that one, so I'm going to use that one. I'm going to put that into my track. So just in case you didn't see what I did there, once I found the beat I liked, I clicked the plus sign here, and it just basically dumped it into my Soundtrap. It goes on for, they normally repeat it 4 times, but basically to have it going on longer, you select the track. Right, click on it first of all, copy it, and then you can paste it as many times as you want after that. Keep pasting it over and over and over again. So if I go back, there's my drum beat there. The tempo at the moment is 88. I actually think Lean on Me is probably a little bit slower, so I'm just going to go down to just 80. It's not much slower. Okay. Then the next thing, so there's my drum line done for my first 8 bars. I'm now going to add in a bass guitar. So you click on Add New Track. I'm going to go to bass. It says bass 808 there, but let me explain that to you. Bass 808 is a specific bass, kind of a synthy computer bass sound. So first of all, close off the loops box there. So you're faced with a keyboard here. Ideally, if somebody in your group plays keyboards, that would be very, very helpful. But this keyboard here, if you've got an interactive device or a touchscreen device like I have, I'm using a Microsoft Surface Pro here, I can just push the keys there. I'm actually pushing those notes with my finger there. Now that might sound weird. That is set to what we call an 808 sound. It's an old kind of synthesizer kind of bass guitar sound. But if I click on this here, I have loads of electric bass sounds over here. Okay. So you can pick whatever one you like. I'll pick, let me see. Let's go with 80s synth bass. That sounds interesting. No, actually, no. No. I'm going to change it. I'm going to go Motown. So these keys will now sound like what they're calling a Motown bass. Okay. And that's me just playing the bass line there. Okay. So that's okay. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to record the bass line for Lean On Me. Now the chords are C for a bar, F for a bar, C for a bar, G for a bar, and so on. I just know these chords, but you need to have them in front of you. I suggest turning the metronome down here on. What that will do is that will give you a 2-bar count in. If you just press record without a metronome on, you're not going to know when to start. You're going to have to kind of guess exactly the starting point. And that's too messy, so don't do that. So here we go. Just record. Remember, I'm just doing the first 8 bars here. And all I'm going to do is one bass note per chord. So if the first bar was a chord of C, I'm just going to do a semi-brief here for each bar. I know the last bar there has a bar as an F and a G, so I'll do a minimum for each of those. But please feel free to develop the rhythm, add in stuff yourself. This is a basic tutorial on how to get you started. I do expect you to experiment and have a bit of fun with it. It is enjoyable. So we'll hit record. Here we go. So you can see towards the end there, I got a bit more experimental, if you like. Okay, so let me just close that off there. And you can see there's my bass line in track 2. And I've now, so I just played, there's an F, C, G. And the next one, same chords, but I just kind of started messing around with the rhythm. Okay, so, and then kind of loop around. So there's my first 8 bars done. So guys, that's how you get going. Obviously, that's an 8-bar sample of how to get going. It's not a full song. You need to be able to create it for your full song. But you don't have to get it all right in one go. You can record 1 bar at a time here, 2 bars at a time here. This is just to get you going, okay? Yep, there you go, guys. Well done. Any questions, get in touch.